Hello and welcome again to the Sophie Scholl Society. I'm Mel McGinnis. I haven't had my white notebook with me in quite a while, but I wanted to show it to you again. For in this white notebook, you see the leaflets of the White Rose, the 6 that were distributed throughout Germany during the time the Nazis reigned. A group that included Hans and Sophie Scholl made these leaflets known throughout the country, though it was a subversive act. Now, even before then, you know what they did? They would go around to the city and in bold letters simply print the word freedom. Freedom! That's what they were after, because in that regime, they saw freedom being squelched, silenced, closed up among the people. Freedom. I want to talk about an issue today that's right here in Western New York, in a very small town. You see, holding a club over the head of Clymer Central School, a leftist special interest group intimidated the district into shutting down the freedom to assemble at baccalaureate and striking out prayer at graduation. One solitary complaint swung the Freedom from Religion Foundation into exerting the clout of its legal and leftist thuggery to ban what has blessed the vast majority of Clymer residents for decades. FFRF is an intolerant pack of ideological bullies who roam around the country to pounce on schools who do not toe the line of their agenda against the freedom of religion and the freedom to assemble guaranteed in the First Amendment. Being outsiders who legally bully their way into communities, they pull out their go-to mantra of separation of church and state, not even found in the Constitution, to hoodwink the gullible into thinking that prayers in a school are prohibited by the Constitution. We need to make 2 things very clear. First, Clymer Central School is an institution of education. Education isn't even mentioned in the Constitution, so no federal authority is granted to it to interfere in it. The threat of legal action is the weapon used by the FFRF to get what it, not the community or school, wishes. Second, FFRF manipulates the term church by morphing it into a school. A school is not a church, but the FFRF wants to make you think that an act of religion freely exercised is equivalent to the institution of the church teaching denominational doctrine. Clymer Central School District is run by a duly elected school board, not a board of church elders. The FFRF, though, purposefully does not distinguish a church from a school. According to the Constitution, a local school district is not prohibited to freely exercise a religious expression at baccalaureate or graduation. To the FFRF, they, not Clymer, should control that decision or else. The deceptive, unconstitutional usage of separation of church and state to bludgeon school districts into submission is an effective tactic of the left to cleanse religious exercises in public. This legal but freedom-hating form of bludgeoning reflects the violent and illegal form imposed by Antifa to silence free speech on college campuses and elsewhere. In both cases, whether legal or illegal, it's a dead giveaway of the fascist authoritarian philosophy, strategies, and methods implemented coercively to force others from using their liberties in ways that our Constitution promotes, facilitates, and protects. FFRF is the Grinch of anti-religious bigotry, stealing baccalaureate, and legally vandalizing religious expression at graduation on the grounds of Clymer School. We'll be doing a little more follow-up with this subject, but Dr. Everett Piper, president of Oklahoma Wesleyan University, has heard about this case as I let him know about it. Dr. Piper is on the front lines in promoting the Christian worldview in the public square. As I informed him about what was happening, he texted me this message. If I could accomplish one thing only in my writing and commentary, it would be to give people courage. You can't win a battle by running away. Silence is capitulation. Capitulation is defeat. Defeat is bondage. Bondage is death. Freedom dies when those who enjoy it fail to engage in its fight. The fight is what Hans and Sophie Scholl did in the White Rose Society as they distributed this subversive material throughout Germany for the sake of one word: freedom. They wanted freedom. They engaged in the fight. They lost their lives for the sake of freedom. Here in the U.S., we still have a voice. We don't have to be subversive. We need to be a people with courage to speak into this chaos which has come upon our country, to bring order into a situation where vocabulary is being manipulated in order to silence freedom. Let's be on board for freedom.